Hi guys, thanks for joining us again on the channel. So, there's a reason I haven't talked about this one until now. It's not because I didn't want to talk about it, but because I needed to get it right. And now, the wait's over. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's begin by examining the insights provided by our first reviewer.
This reviewer had a very rocky start with this electric bike, which almost led to a completely different outcome. While the e-bike arrived on time and assembly was straightforward, a major issue occurred almost immediately. During the final step of inflating the tires, the rear tire blew out before it was even fully pressurized. This was a huge setback for our reviewer, who had planned their entire week around having this new mode of transportation, especially since they were in a new state without a car and needed a way to run errands with a baby in tow. Initially frustrated, this client contacted the company's customer service directly. They were impressed by how quickly the support team responded and offered to mail a replacement inner tube. However, not wanting to wait for shipping and being unfamiliar with bike repairs, our reviewer opted to take the e-bike to a local shop. This is where the company truly shined. Not only did they stay in contact to check on the situation, but they also insisted on reimbursing the full cost of the professional repair. The company was so proactive that they were the ones reaching out for the receipt to process the payment immediately. Once repaired, the riding experience has been a joy. The electric assist is fun and the ride is smooth, making it a great first e-bike. Our reviewer did note one small point of adjustment. The pedal placement is directly under the rider, which felt different from a performance bike brand they were used to, where the pedals are positioned more forward. This was a minor learning curve for them, though their husband didn't notice it at all. Ultimately, despite the initial disaster, the incredible and responsive customer service completely turned the experience around, earning a high recommendation.
Fantastic. Now, let's see what insights our next reviewer has to offer.
This reviewer initially had a great experience with this electric bike. They chose this particular model because of its appealing design and its availability through a major online marketplace. For the first couple of months, the electric bike performed wonderfully and looked just as good as it did online. However, the positive experience came to an abrupt halt when the bike completely died shortly after the retailer's return window had closed. What followed was a lengthy and frustrating ordeal with customer service. Our reviewer found themselves caught in a loop, being directed from the online marketplace to the manufacturer and back again, with neither side taking responsibility. The manufacturer, despite the product being under a 1-year warranty, initiated a drawn-out troubleshooting process that spanned several months. They sent various replacement parts that failed to solve the problem, sometimes providing incorrect tracking information and causing further delays. At one point, after months of back and forth, the company suggested the parts they sent might have been defective and offered to send them all again, along with a small monetary compensation for the inconvenience. Feeling that enough was enough, our reviewer insisted on a full replacement. It was only after they shared their negative experience publicly that a senior customer service representative stepped in. This new contact was apologetic and efficient, acknowledging the previous poor service and promptly shipping a brand new bike. The replacement arrived and once assembled, worked perfectly. This client's final assessment is that while the product itself is excellent, their initial support experience was a significant failure. However, the company ultimately made things right, leaving them hopeful that these service issues are being addressed.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer initially acquired an electric bicycle for their college-age daughter, intended for daily commutes to classes and potential work. While the assembly presented some challenges, which our reviewer chose not to detail, the bike itself looked good and seemed to operate perfectly at first glance. Unfortunately, this positive impression was fleeting, as the electric bicycle only functioned for a mere 3 uses. Following this brief period, the bike simply wouldn't power on. Our reviewer quickly discovered the battery was dead, and despite charging it for well beyond the recommended window, it remained completely unresponsive. After realizing they were past the 30-day return window with the online retailer, they contacted the seller directly. This initiated a frustrating back and forth, with the seller repeatedly requesting photos of the issue, which our reviewer promptly provided. When a refund was requested, the seller countered with a restocking fee and an offer of replacement parts, further asking for pictures of the battery voltage being checked. Despite complying, our reviewer felt the seller was being evasive and unhelpful, reluctant to process a return or refund. The experience left this client feeling exasperated, believing their daughter's college savings had been wasted on a faulty product. They strongly suggested others consider local purchases for better support, noting that no local shops would service this particular electric bicycle model. However, the situation took a significant turn after our reviewer posted their initial negative experience. The company proactively reached out, and in subsequent communications, our reviewer agreed to update their review if the manufacturer's warranty was honored and a replacement battery supplied. To their relief, the company followed through, providing a legitimate tracking number for the new battery, which soon arrived. After charging and installing it, the electric bicycle began functioning flawlessly.
That's all for today. If you like this, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments.